A question we get a lot of the time, especially later in the semester, is about how do I go about awarding extra credit through the Canvas grade? Pretty straightforward. It really depends on whether you have activated weighting your grades or you're doing it unweighted. But it all happens in the assignment area. So let's go take a look. Okay, so here I am in my course site. It's all well and good stuff, things. Where this all needs to start with, as with most things with the gradebook, is in the assignments area. So if I go over there, there's my little list of all my assignments. That's well and good. And in this case, it is an unweighted course. So points is just points, no weighting at all. And in this case, it's the simplest thing. I just go ahead and go to assignments and plus assignment. And then I'm going to give it a name that'll make sense, like extra credit. And I can put in any description I want. So then I've got that in. And then I can put in that the points are going to be 0. That is key to this whole thing. Turn off everything else as far as submission and all that other good stuff. If I want to associate a due date, I can. Otherwise, I cannot in this case. The one time I don't have to put a due date in. But if there is some sort of window for them to go ahead and do that, then make sure you put that in there. And then I save and publish. And now, if I go over to my grades area, I've got an extra credit column that I can enter in grades for, and that will add to the students' grades, but it won't hurt anybody who doesn't do that. So that's how I do it in a unweighted scenario. Now, the second scenario is that I have grade weighting enabled. So again, to go to my course, some similarities, but a couple significant differences. And again, this all goes down in the assignments area. So I'll go over there and I can tell it's weighted by having percentages on each assignment group. So I can see the breakdown of that. The first thing I'm going to need to do in the weighted case to do my extra credit is add a new group. I'm going to call this something that'll stand out like extra credit. And now I've already got my grade weights all set up. So I do need to assign a grade weight. So I'm going to say that this will be 5% of their grade and say save. So basically what I've done is they now have the potential to earn 105% in the course. And I've got this assignment group where basically anything that's in here is going to add and factor that in on a scale of 105%, but if they don't do that, then it's only going to factor it on a 100% scale. But the last thing I need to do then is under the extra credit group, add an assignment and call it whatever. And again, if it has a due date that's relevant, put that in. If not, one time I can do. But in this scenario, I do need to, for weighting, actually assign it some points. And again, this isn't going to hurt anybody who doesn't do it. It's only going to add to or be neutral for that. And then in this case, anything I would do with that, I go into grades. I would enter in their extra credit project, and that would add to having that factored in to their grade total. So that's how to do it in a weighted class and an unweighted class, and be able to still have that accurately reflected in their total score calculation. Note that there are other ways that you can add points to any assignment. There's also the fudge point capability in quizzes, and you can also add points in a particular rubric category if you feel a student has gone above and beyond. But that's how you add extra credit to incentivize going above and beyond or recognize going above and beyond in your courses.